Dungeon Days return, and unfortunately the invites are frozen, combat lag at the Summoner Showdown, and we have theories about Carina in Act 6. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, hope you're all good. It's Friday, thank bloody god it is Friday. Please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe button if you're not already, because it does help out the channel get noticed in this scuffy algorithm. And without further ado, let's get into the news. Our first bit of news is a story that unfortunately that when dungeons were put in yesterday that they weren't working too well, or mainly they were working or incorrectly working with Dungeon Days. As we know, Dungeon Days is a great little opportunity to pick up some more dark artifacts and really enjoy yourself. With objectives going on, it seems that this is a good thing. However, people haven't been able to get their invites sorted. Most of the time, they've been freezing. It does seem as of now that this has been resolved, but it has been frustrating for those people that have jumped in on this event. Sticking with the story of dungeons, it seems a lot of people are very positive about what you get out of the crystals. There's some that are really good, and we're going to dissect that just quickly now. The 5-star Evolution Crystal actually looks pretty darn solid with amazing champions like Old Man Logan, Dr. Octopus, Quake, Hawkeye, and Symbiote Supreme, not to mention Sentinel. The list goes on. There's some great champions. Yes, there's some odd ones that aren't particularly good, but still, Evolution Crystal is pretty darn solid. The Genesis Crystal is good-ish. There's some to dodge, so hopefully you can get the decent ones out of the ones that are a bit kind of meh. The Nightmare Crystal can leave you with a bit of a nightmare, especially if you're picking up champions like How the Duck, Iron Man, Moon Knight. You know, the other ones are pretty good, but you do have to kind of really dodge some bad ones in there. If you can avoid Loki, Iron Fist, and Black Panther, then you're probably going to get some decent champions out of the 5-star Chaos Crystal. And finally, if you can avoid yourself a Captain America, I personally like her, but not many people do. Captain Marvel, if you can avoid her, and to a degree Yondu, then the rest are going to be some really solid champions. So I think whatever these crystals that you choose, you're going to get yourself something good back for your trouble. More than likely. It seems like before that we had, okay, so decent champions were like 20%, or there was a small amount of them. It seems there's a larger amount, and it's more of a case of like 80-20 split. So good work, Kabam, on changing these crystals to have better champions to bad champions ratio. In other news, Guten Tag and Wie heißt du to my German watchers. And there is a reason I started off this kind of link with that, because an old friend of the channel, Professor Skill, and I do apologize because I haven't been able to shout this out. Professor Skill does amazing work for the German community of Marvel Contest of Champions, and as well as some decent stuff for the English side of things. He does German and English video versions. And this video that he's put together is a really cool 5-minute video on intercepting. It's a 2019, it kind of takes a lot of things in conjunction with changes with AI, and I just like the way that it's put together. It's very much kind of on point, shouting at Dave, of course, obviously the master of intercepting Mr. DDD, and I just think this is a great video. It's well put together. I strongly suggest going to the link in the description and brushing up on your skills on intercepting. I'm not going to do Dave a disservice, no, because I'm going to shout out one of Dave's videos. If you don't know, me and Dave have a good rapport, like a beautiful bromance, and the fact is, I love this video. I even said to him, he went, Rich, not many people have seen that video. Not many people rated that video. And I was like, Dave, I've seen that video. I love that video. And everybody should go and see it. Nebula versus Kang. A different concept, an idea to taking down Kang. I love it. You should love it too. Go to the link in the description and give this some love. And if you're not subscribed, then please do to Mr. Dorky Diggity Dave, aka Dork Lessons. Do it now. Next up, and we've got Marvel Insider. Yes, Marvel Insider activities are going on at the moment. As a reminder, go and make sure that you're claiming your points, because we've also got stuff running into the Marvel at 80. Even though it doesn't seem much, this will probably be scaling up as it goes into the 1st of October to really celebrate the 80 years that has been around with Marvel, which is a monumental thing and a monumental shift in what we've had to focus on. First of all, it was about the comic books, then it shifted to things in the movies. Man, it's been an amazing time. So yeah, do give it a little bit of a look. Link is in the description. Next up, and I came across this. This is a little bit of a theory that is all about Carina. As you know, Carina is the daughter of the Collector and has been a real central point to the story arc when it comes to the end of Act 5 and kind of the starting of Act 6. But it just depends on how we're going to link all these things together and talking about aspects of, well, what is the future with this character. I like the way that Rider of Hell brings together aspects of comic book physiology and the idea that maybe entropy has actually taken a hold of Carina, and that is the reason that she's back alive, or maybe she's embodied, entropy's embodied Carina, if that could be a thing. I mean, it's kind of weird, but the fact is, I like the concept. He or she goes around the idea of thinking, right, well, if entropy wants to get in to have complete control over the battle realm, then kind of infecting herself as a disease into trying to control everything whilst the Collector and the Grandmaster are fighting, that could be a really good angle. This is well worth the read, and obviously it's even got to seal of approval from Vidus, who says, "Oh yes, that's an amazing theory." It's certainly brilliant to see somebody take a real understanding as well, real key hold on things that go on in the game when it comes to story aspects, because it's something that is really lacking. I'm not going to say that we all are interested in and invested, because we've got too much of a rush culture on. It's all about collecting Marvel characters and rewards and the kind of story aspect. There are people that are still really passionate about it, and that is amazing, but it is something that kind of goes on the back burner, and we're not really forced to go on that journey, which would be nice in some ways, but it's just how it is. We're just very much rush. Oh, there's a new event. Oh, let's get it done. Oh, there's dialogue and story. We don't care. I'd love for that to change, but it isn't going to change at all. It hasn't changed in years, like 4 to nearly 5 years. But still, you know, if we can still chime in and put these motion comics out, then at least we're doing something of a service to the community. Oh, and I can't remember whether or not I shouted out the motion comic for this month. If I didn't, then I am sorry, and I've put a link in the description to this video. It's a fantastic video. It basically showcases Warlock coming to Earth, or not coming to Earth, but coming to the battle realm, and the way that he then starts interacting with other mutants, which is something that I did cover in a comic book history video. And now on to our final story, which is Summoner Showdown. Summoner Showdown week 4 has been and gone. It was a great week, or a great day. The fact is, we had some amazing people playing, and as well, we had Arby back, and it was great to see her back. And as well, it would be nice to see more of her in the community, but I know she's incredibly busy, so it is very difficult at times to kind of post content and those kind of things. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more of it at New York Comic Con. But when it comes to the playing style was kind of on point. I love the usage of Spider-Gwen, and obviously it was talked about a couple of weeks ago with Dave, and the idea that we can use it. Obviously, do bear in mind that we, the community, don't get to know the full roster of champions that can be used for every given fight, which is kind of like, they know stuff that we don't, and it's like, oh, I really want to know the champions you could use. But yes, they only get one awakening, one stone, and not one, it's just a standard awakening, so it's just one signature level. But the thing to point out, something that kind of gave me a little bit of disappointment, was there was combat lag. And first of all, I was like, okay, this must be the live stream, but there's no kind of like juddering with the people that were hosting and commentating, which really points to the game having combat lag. And in particular, if you watch, and I'll put the link in the description to the week 4 gameplay, you'll notice that in the final fight with Deacon's fight, that he actually has combat lag, and it is quite detrimental. And I don't know if any of the podcast guys are going to mention anything about this, but there was severe combat lag, which was disappointing to see, especially on a live stage quite like this. But in any case, what are your thoughts on this? Put it in the comment section down below, and do bear in mind there'll be one next week. There we have it. That has been Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 23rd of August 2019. If you enjoyed the news, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content, as well as VR content on the channel, because we do 2 things now. But as well, make sure to drop by to a live stream tonight from about 2100 hours GMT. That's 9 PM UK time. But do look forward to seeing you there. Thanks again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now. I'll try and slow down a bit. Bye.